What is good, guys? So welcome to this trade recap slash PNF model in depth. So yeah, I'm just gonna walk you through the two trades I took today. This is a voiceover again because yeah, I just think it's a little bit better. So this was the first trade I took. I took it to the 2.414 mark. I got 9% out there because yeah, I just was pretty sure we're not gonna go any lower because we had a pretty bullish day today. Yeah, so these are my confluences I use for the PNF model. AMD. Here we have the accumulation, then the manipulation. Here we get the manipulation leg tapping into a higher time frame fair value gap, as you can see here on the hourly. This wick tapped into this fair value gap from here to here and swept this high inside of this fair value gap. Yes. Afterwards, we got a very strong displacement and a reaction out of this fair value gap. Here, this big ass candle inversing the fair value gap we left in the manipulation leg. Yeah. So for everybody who asked me what are my fib settings, these are my fib settings. The 0.5 and the -1 is not that important, but the rest is relatively important. The 4 level I use rarely, but yeah. So this was the first trade I took. I took it to the 2.414 and not all the way down here because switch to hourly, yes, because we were reacting out of this fair value gap and we're just pretty bullish. Inverse this gap, just pumped straight up. I was pretty sure this accumulation manipulation would now get to the distribution part, so I was pretty bullish. Yes, this is a bearish trade, but it was just too perfect to not get like a good 1 to 3 hour trade. Yeah. Normally all these IFG traders I see on my For You page, they take this trade like a 2-hour trade, and if you follow my strategy you'll get 1 hour more, which is basically just a free loss you can take. Yeah, so let's go over it another time. We have a very good accumulation here, very fast manipulation. Like it's obviously not part of the accumulation anymore, tapping into the fair value gap like a drawn out, and then you see like a 3 candle inversion, very fast inversing this fair value gap, and yeah, afterwards we're just dumped to my TP. Took this on a funded account. Yeah, good trade. So let's skip to the next one. Oh yeah, so here I said to the Discord, if you want to take any sketchy trade, take this one. It's not a banger, but you can enter right here. Stop below here and target this high. If it's overlining with the standard deviation tool, I didn't even look because I did not take it. It was just for me not perfect that we like got this little pump up, inverse down, but after re-inversing this fair value gap here, I was pretty sure we're gonna go up, and this is the actual move what's happening. So yeah, you could have entered there, and yeah, my trade's about to happen like in a few seconds. So yeah, it's building up right now. There is my trade. So why did I take this trade? First of all, this IFAG, it's just perfect, and like this is the, let's just go over this trade. First of all, I got asked in the Discord, is this a good short? I said maybe, I don't know. What I don't like about this this short is the manipulation paired with the AMD. As you can see here, we're just a little bit of a trendy accumulation, and we never broke out of this trendy accumulation. So we have an accumulation in a box. Accumulation is always a box, and if you come on, bro. So a trendy accumulation is like an accumulation, but it has like a clear trend. You can see we're gonna go up, and then when I want to see manipulation, like here, higher, 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 high, I need to see a decent manipulation, like something really odd, not like still in this pattern, in this slightly going up pattern. But as you can see here, we never broke out of this pattern. We're still in this like channel going up. And for me it's important, if we have like a trendy AMD, I don't like a trendy AMD, that we have a very strong manipulation. Like this is important for me. Yeah, like this is your AMD, then this is your manipulation. This is what every newbie trader is seeing, and for me it's just like all this going up channel AMD, which made this a not perfect setup. However, if you took it, you would still have banked, because yeah, we still dumped a very hard time. So what I saw is this accumulation sweeping out this low inside of this fair value gap, and then got this IFVG back up, like this accumulation, manipulation down, sweeping out this low inside of this fair value gap, inversing this. This is just beautiful IFVG. It's a beautiful IFVG. This is what you want to see. Tapping into high time frame fair value gap, not directly, but as you can see here, we tapped into a broken fair value gap. It's just a fair value gap which got inversed and then inversed again. It's like a little bit tricky, but you see fair value gap, it broke to the downside, and then we broke it again to the upside. It's not as probable, but it still works. So yeah, so I entered long position right here, had my stop below the body here, drew my fib from this high to this low, obviously, as always, and I took my take profit to the 3 level. However, I'm gonna take it away. The 4th level did hit too, like it hit all the way up here. In the end, I did not take it till there. I got out at 3. I did take this on my live account. Actually, it was a very obvious trade in my opinion. So let's see how it's playing out. To the 3 level, I only, as I said, only took it at 3 level. As you can see, like we just smashed it again. Yeah, perfect in my opinion. So let's have a quick view at my strategy, like quick overview about the PNF model. So what do we want to see? Okay, it has a 78% win rate, 3.8 risk to reward on average. For beginner, I have to say the risk to reward is very for beginner. I normally have a bit more, but yeah, 4.3, 4.4, something like that. It's not important. 4, something like that. Let's go over what is the strategy. It's combining a high win rate and high risk to reward strategy. So I never invented a new strategy. Like I invented a new strategy, but not new confluences. AMD IFVG strat from Dodgy, PB Blake, all these dudes. Standard deviation strat. I don't really know who trades standard deviations. I literally taught this myself. This time, no glaze on any other trader, because I re-rep don't know any standard deviation trader. Like I know Powell. Yeah, I know Powell, so I know one, but he's trading it a bit different from which I saw on TikTok. Let's go over the confluences finally. So we have accumulation, very important. Then I have manipulation, tapping into a higher time frame fair value gap. It doesn't have to mean a higher time frame fair value gap, but a significant fair value gap, like something you see directly when you look at the screen. You really gotta see this directly. In this manipulation leg, we need to left a fair value gap for us to inverse later on. So manipulation leg into a higher time frame fair value gap, leaving a fair value gap in this leg. After reacting out of a higher time frame fair value gap, inversing the fair value gap we left in the manipulation leg. I know it's a bit much fair value gap, but you gotta understand. Manipulation into a higher time frame fair value gap, and in this leg we need to leave a fair value gap. And after that we inverse this fair value gap, we draw a fib from high to low. If we're bullish, yeah, I'm writing it wrong. If we're bullish, not if we're bearish, from high to low. If we're bullish, from low to high. If we are bearish. Sorry if I'm misspelling this wrong. So basically this is the strategy. If you stick to this, just this quick form, you're gonna be profitable. Like, I'm not gonna make a promise because some dudes are crazy, but yeah, this is the strategy and it made me a lot of profits, as you can see right now. Yeah, so this is the trade I took today with my executions on my paper trading account, because every trade I take on my live account, I also take on my paper trading account, and I take some crazy like fun trades. And I've actually scaled this 6k paper trading account to like near to 50k. Like, I have 41k in profits. That's very good for everybody asking, for everybody new. So this is very good. Yeah, I do take some sketchy trades, like some bottom top takes, just for the love of the game. So this is not what you should be aiming for, but it just shows you that it's possible. And if you stick to this, just what's standing here, just this picture, you're gonna be profitable and you'll make it. So this is the end of the video. The voiceover is maybe a little bit off sometimes because I'm just not too nervous, but too focused on the chart if I'm recording a video. So like, my English is a little bit fucked, so I'm doing a voiceover so everybody can learn a little bit better. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the Discord, and bye guys.